Hi Leo, here's a general look at your solar chart for July 2012, and this is going to be a very strong month for us all, vibrationally speaking. There's an awful lot going on, a lot of conflicting energies in the sky. So, as I say, it's globally quite a volatile mix. Certain things could get triggered, and there's going to be a new moon as well on the 19th, and that's in this area to do with working from behind the scenes and working more with your inner vision and your imagination, or working in a spiritual kind of a way. So until the 22nd, the energies could manifest more as a pull towards things within or behind closed doors, from the background. The private life, your private life, and perhaps for some of you it will be to do with the past, towards the ties that bind in a way, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing for you. Perhaps it's something that's been ongoing, perhaps it's baggage, perhaps it's to do with the emotional patterning from the past, or it can be something that's on the drawing board, that is ongoing, something you're working on, but you're not ready to show it to other people yet. Now, it might be something that you are working on, but you're not even aware you're working on it because it's a karmic issue, because actually where the sun's going to be is a karmic house of your solar chart until the 22nd. So you may not be aware that actually you are finishing something off, or you're pulling in a debt, or maybe paying off a debt, if you want to see it like that, although I don't think it is quite like that. But for the sake of argument, we'll just speak about it like that. Or I will, because I'm the one that's speaking here. But your emotions or your imagination will tend to have the volume turned up. You'll be more aware of your inner world, of your feelings, of your intuitions as well. And just be careful that a passing mood doesn't really distract you and send you running off in the wrong direction. So just sleep on something before you decide how to proceed. In fact, it's definitely time for you to get more rest at this time, put your feet up a little bit more, and look after yourself more, or if somebody else wants to look after you, let them. Now, the current position of the sun is activating the area of your solar chart to do with nurture. It can also be nature as well, your nature, your inner nature, but nurture, compassion, and higher service. So you may find that you've got to make more space in your life for others to lean upon you, or maybe you've got to make more space in your life because it's time for you to lean on others. And the great and noble lion does not like to show weakness in any way whatsoever, and doesn't like to let others know that actually I need some help. But it might be a little bit like that, or maybe it's some sort of artistic thing that's going on. Maybe it's some kind of spiritual thing that you're doing in the background. Maybe it's to do with practices like yoga or meditation, healing, things like that. So it's an area which is nebulous, which is intangible, but it's also very emotional. And it tends to be to do with the past. It tends to be to do with like your immediate past. That's to say, a lifetime or many lifetimes ago. So themes that are ongoing through lifetimes, if you believe in that. And so there's probably going to be, as I say, more awareness of what's going on within you, but also some outside influences because of this aspect that you're having from Uranus, which is ongoing. Uranus is moving very slowly across your sign from Aries in a very positive way, I may say. So there can be some sudden external influences which take you by surprise, which demand your attention, and demand flexibility from you. This is the thing. You tend not to, a cat likes to know its territory. It doesn't like to have to keep chopping and changing and you can be quite fixed in your attitude at times. So these sudden external influences, and boy, is July going to be quite a challenging month for us, even if we're just sitting in our comfortable chair looking at it through the box, you know. But what happens in one part of the world will affect another part of the world. So it might not be affecting you at all, in fact, but we can't know that anyway. So you need to just be more aware of the power that you have from behind the scenes, the power that you have within you. Watch out that somebody doesn't push your buttons and get the better of you, because they can at this time as well, and it might be to do with old stuff. Now, due to the position of Venus in this very long transit, fortunately for you, friendships are very well starred, and also it's a very good time to make fresh associations, whether that's for business or in your personal life. So networking, group gatherings, various kinds, team efforts, all of those sorts of things, clubs, societies, benefit from Venus's very sociable mood, which means you tend to get this feeling of support coming towards you in this very progressive sector of your solar chart. Actually, yes, it's a very progressive sector, house, of your solar chart. It means that you can take leaps forward through your group associations, your friendships, your new associations, and these may be interesting, inspirational in some cases, you know, some light that just goes on in your mind, that's maybe triggered by something that somebody said or something that you see or experience. So, and also it can be materially beneficial. You can benefit in that way through groups or through friends or associates, and in general this area facilitates very positive experiences for you, and Venus is going to be working best this month in the first 2 days of July, but also some nice surprises maybe towards the last couple of days of July as well. Fortunately, Jupiter has also moved into this area, and even though Venus is coming out of there in August, Jupiter, the planet of abundance and expansion, or should I say potential abundance and expansion, has moved into that area and will stay there for another 11 months. So it's a very long transit. And Jupiter in this area for you could facilitate a leap forwards for you through teaming up with certain people, associations, new and old, or a team or group or club pooling their resources within a kind of group dynamic. So that looks very, very interesting. And over the first 10 days there could be an air of uncertainty, though, because Jupiter and Neptune are touching each other by degree, and that means that your imagination could be working overtime, but also causing you stress in some way. So it's best not to take risks or make decisions based upon shaky evidence, or even what other people say. You know, even what other people say, because you need to choose the future you want and hold that, and go towards that with all your might and main, and all your great heart. If you know what people are saying is kind of a bit of a downer, you know, a negative, and I don't mean people you know necessarily, although it might be. I mean it's just the general chatter that's out there through the boxes all across the world. Whether it's a computer box or a TV box or another kind of box. And then after this time has passed, then you get clarity, then the horizon starts to clear, and things, as I say, tend to be better near the end of the month. Now Mars has been in an area to do with finances and property, and perhaps your physical well-being, your health or somebody else's health, for about 8 months now, and it will leave on the 4th of July. And it will be going into your communications sector in your solar chart at least, and that means that socializing for work or pleasure can get pretty demanding. You've got to be there, you've got to be in a social sort of frame of mind, whether you feel like it or not. Or it can mean that it gets very competitive at times as well. And you get maybe bolder with the way you are speaking and coming across. You could be mixing and mingling or flying hither and thither more than usual, for business or personal reasons. It might be like that for you. And definitely you should start feeling, as I say, bolder and more confident about speaking up, making your opinions known, biting the bullet, making certain decisions which you know you've got to do, or pursuing certain objectives. So overall, during this Mars transit, it's a great time for you to be developing yourself through education, developing your speaking and writing skills, developing anything, any medium of self-expression which would allow you to align and connect more with your core self and come from your core self, come from your center. But also be connecting up with others over the wires maybe more, or just within that community, and being very much within the flow of information exchange. You'll be learning an awful lot during this time. And just be careful that you don't come across as too bold, because others might see you as a little bit provocative or even bossy. Now, would you ever know? As the king of the jungle wants to get things off their chest and wants action now, because that's what Mars tends to do in this area. It can make you, Mars is quite an aggressive energy when it's not harnessed well, so it can make you seem like that, or it can make others, you might be on the receiving end of the Mars energy, because these energies go both ways. So you might feel that somebody's a bit over the top or impatient with you. So just don't be too hasty when making decisions, though. So that's one of the pitfalls of Mars. But on the other hand, you can be very powerful on the level of communications during July and on into August. Mercury is also in your sign. Chitter-chatter, lots of gossip, lots over the wires, means you could be coming and going more, communicating more. It could be around communications equipment, though. It could be around vehicles, travel, transport, travel schedules. They all might be emphasized. You'll probably be very, very in your left brain, Leo, very alert, mentally alert and on the go, and right in the stream of information exchange. Just stop every now and again and just let go of thinking and just align, with yourself, because this much Mercury around with Mars where it's going to be and Mercury where it's going to be can get you a bit frazzled, a bit nervy, a bit jittery. Now Mercury does go retrograde from the 15th, could cause delays, cancellations, crossed wires, postponements, hold-ups, whatever, and it might be related to communications equipment as well. And then from the 22nd, the way should be clearer for you to pursue what's important for you personally, because that's when the Sun comes into your solar chart. And now that's it for July, but if you go to my website, if you're not there already, you'll see what the slower moving outer planets are doing in more detail. It's written up there. And also you might like to find the forecast for your rising sign or your moon sign. That'll give you maybe more of an idea, or hopefully it'll make sense to you anyway, and it will be helpful. And I will see you the next time.